So Gunnison Copper, as Robert said, America's newest copper producer. It's fun to say that. It's been 18 months of exciting times in Cochise Counter for Gunnison Copper. And while we did not present at this conference last year, those that were at VRIC, hopefully you took a position in Gunnison Copper, as it's been an incredible year. This picture here is depicting the pit that we're currently operating out of. We broke ground 18 months ago on our new leach pad and began the mining process about the same time, moving some of our waste heaps, etc., in order to start mining. And what you're seeing behind Anna, one of our environmental superstars, is actual copper cathode. So again, we're producing 5/9 copper in southeastern Arizona and selling to the domestic market. And I'll tell you about where that's going here in a few seconds, as it's pretty exciting. There will be some forward-looking statements, so please head to our website and give those to your lawyer. So again, Gunnison Copper, pure play copper vehicle in Arizona. You've heard these lovely two gentlemen talk about Cochise County and the impressiveness of it. And again, we have two operating mines. One of them is in care and maintenance with respect to in situ leaching. It's going to become an open pit in the future. I will get into that in a few minutes. But again, we're a 100% copper-focused organization. We're selling into the US, which obviously gets us access to the COMEX market, which quite a lot of times has a bit of a premium to our friends at the LME. And we got two projects. The Johnson Camp mine is a producing mine, partnership with Newton, the Rio Tinto technology arm. A few slides ahead, we'll get into that story a little more depth. And our flagship Gunnison project. Again, this was started in situ a number of years ago. We transitioned to an open pit in the fall of 24, put out a PEA. In the last year, we've really been marketing that story, and it's a pretty incredible project. And I'll also be telling you that in about 2 or 3 weeks from now, we're going to update that PEA with some exciting new inclusions. And again, the story is location. So we're on all private land. We got a bit of state land. Fundamentally, this means all of our permitting is state-run. That speeds up the process and really reduces the impact of litigation, as some of our friends in other parts of Arizona have spent 20-plus years trying to permit. Our friends at Florence, DeSico, Resolution still having some challenges getting over the line. So again, what we have in Cochise County and Gunnison is a roadmap to quick permitting and no opposition, which has been a real boon to us as an organization. And again, as Robert mentioned, the headwinds and the tailwinds pushing this mining space in America is pretty impressive. We were the only copper project to receive a DOE tax credit, $13.9 million. We will be selling this. It's also the first transferable tax credit. So we'll be selling this into the market here in the coming months. And again, putting that money back into the drill program as we transition to a PFS. So here's a long section of our property. So again, these are about 8 kilometers apart. The Gunnison is south of the I-10. The I-10 runs just over the north end of that picture you see there. So again, our infrastructure is second to none. We also have the Union Pacific main line that runs on the south end of the Gunnison project. So from an infrastructure perspective, permitting perspective, again, we couldn't have put an ore body in a better place. This PEA, again, came out about 18 months ago. Significant economics, $1.3 billion, NPV. The big headlines is this is about 170 million pound per year producer at a cost below $2. So an all-in cost below $2. You all are very smart individuals. You can do the math on the free cash flow that a project of this size produces. In the middle is our Johnson Camp mine. Again, as Robert mentioned, this is America's newest producer. We began copper production in August of last year. We made that first sale in September. And this is a partnership, as I mentioned, with Newton. So we are demonstrating for the first time at industrial scale their new leaching technology. So we are heap leaching copper sulfides, chalcopyrite with bacteria. So this is a 25 million pound per annum copper SXEW plant. And we began, as I mentioned, producing in August. We're running a oxide heap leach as well as the sulfide Newton heap leach on the same pad. Again, it's copper sales from our side on the August, September of last year. And Newton, if anyone watched the Rio Tinto big event in December, they announced first production which has been a real exciting times, again, for Rio Tinto as they look to expand their copper field in the world. So Johnson Camp Mine, this is a really story about operational excellence and achievements in a time frame that is pretty impressive. So in 18 months, we built a new leach pad, built an entire team. We didn't have any mining staff. We didn't have any health and safety, HR staff. So built that full team out. We've done that with 0 lost time accidents, and now we've crested 12 years at site with no lost time accidents. So pretty impressive operational skill that we have in the team we built down at Johnson Camp. The Gunnison project, and again, those highlights are that $1.94 a pound all-in sustaining costs. And as I mentioned, it's a little challenging for me to talk of this PEA because the other one is coming out in about 3 weeks. So I try not to spend too much time on this slide as the economics are going to change when we update this in a couple weeks. But ultimately, it's an 18-year mine life as we sit here today, and again, that $1.2, $1.3 billion NPV. So a very nice project, but again, that work is going to be exciting again here in a couple weeks for more catalysts. A couple of those projects, so the last year and a half, we really focused on how do we improve that Gunnison project. So one of them is bringing in a satellite deposit. Strong and Harris will add mine life, and it is also higher grade than Gunnison, so that's going to improve the copper process. We found 220 million tons of limestone that is incredibly high grade. This is going to add a significant revenue stream to the project, and that will be included in the PEA. And for the last year, we've done a lot of mineralized ore sorting. So this is an optical ore sorting process, and that's really going to be the foundation as we move to our pre-feasibility study, is more metallurgical holes, do the ore sorting, and tie that into more column work. And why are a lot of you here today is value proposition. So again, this slide, not very many months ago, used to have us at a 0.09 NAV, PNAV. So we're at 0.25 now, but we're still significantly undervalued to our peers. Those peers are sort of in the area as well. Arizona Sonorans in Arizona, Pinal County, so about an hour and a half from our project. Faraday Copper, just on the other side of the mountains in Tucson. Ivanhoe Electric, again, right, sharing a fence line with Arizona Sonoran. These are the organizations that we believe our project puts us in line with. And on the side, you get a free producing mine in the well, because Johnson Camp is really not valued into our current operation. The capital structure, this has been another significant improvement we've shown over the last number of years. We made a statement last year that we were going to retire our Nabari debt. We've done that. That's a $15 million US project, so we completed that earlier this year. We've made that announcement, and they've even taken all their convertible debt and moved that out as well. So the Nabari debt picture is removed from our balance sheet, and now we're just working on those last little bits of convertible debt that a few of our partners hold. On the ownership side, one thing to note is that 14% institutional did not exist a year and a half ago. We had no institutional purchases. I was looking at our movement today, and some of these JP Morgans and some of those large organizations were buying up hundreds of thousands of shares today. So again, that institutional is really changing. We've also been added to a couple of ETFs, and again, that excitement on our OTC movement has been pretty impressive over time. So why Gunnison Copper? Why would we want to matter in this world? We appreciate Mr. Sin's lovely pick on there. Below Hudbay is a very nice place to be, as they're certainly partners with us. We actually share office space with them in Tucson, and I'm a former Hudbay person myself. So we are America's newest copper producer. That's important. The news is pretty impressive. One significant announcement recently made is that Rio Tinto has partnered with Amazon Web Services for Johnson Camp Copper to be sold into. So for the next 2 years, the bulk of our copper production is going to be going to Amazon Web Service. Fundamentally, it goes to Texas. It's turned into wire and bus systems, and then it's shipped to Amazon for them to build into their data centers. So significant news. We've seen a lot of uptick with respect to what that means on our PR side. We've been on Fox News. We've been on the front page of the Wall Street Journal. So these are very impressive things, and really as copper gets more limelight down in America and understanding how important mining is to the future success of the country. And significant catalysts. We've done a significant, impressive job over the last 18 months of promising to deliver on things, and we've been doing that. And that That's really why you see the uptick in our stock and our capital raise, as we were $23 million market cap about a year and a half ago, and today we're at about 245, 250. And again, undervalued. So again, we're significantly going to be improving on our milestone improvements over the next number of years, and delivering a pre-feasibility study to the market by the end of next year that we think will significantly improve the overall economics and give us a long-term future in the Cochise County. And with that, I'll pass on to next.